Watertown Whiskey presents Reality After Show's coverage of the NFL Weekly Preview Show with Survivor Legend Jonny Fairplay, Survivor 47's Gabe Ortis, and producer Bobby Goodsby.
Oh, hello there, and welcome in to the Reality After Show NFL recap and preview show, coming at you every single week, recapping the week's games from the week before and previewing the upcoming week's games, brought to you by Watertown Whiskey, whiskey made with natural flavors. Please drink responsibly, especially on NFL Sunday, especially like Johnny does every time we hop on a podcast, regardless of what the topic may be. Yes, folks, it's Survivor Wednesday. We know we are going to wrap this up before 8 p.m. so that you can watch the episode and you can come right back here to the Reality After Show YouTube channel after episode 3 of Survivor 49 airs to catch all our reactions and get all your thoughts out in the chat right to my right. And you can also do that right now if you want. Go ahead and get all your NFL thoughts in the chat. So a week that seems to have brought some interesting players back to health. It's been a very unhealthy start to the season for the NFL. And Johnny has kept calling it, it feels like I'm watching a scab season. Well,
it is.
At least with the scab season, we got the best 30 for 30 ever made in the year of the scabs. There will be no 30 for 30 written or directed or shot over the 2025 start to the NFL season. But
there might be.
Slowly but surely, I think things are starting to come together here. The week started off with a really, really good Thursday night football game. The albeit banged up San Francisco 49ers taking on their divisional rivals, the Los Angeles Rams, and in a game that I think everybody was shocked by, an OT thriller results in the 49ers winning over the rather healthy Los Angeles Rams. Puka Nacua playing, Kyron Williams playing, Devontae Adams and Matt Stafford all playing. And yet the 49ers, led by Mac Jones, come out and win. And there's no Brandon Ayuk still. There is still no George Kittle. And yet they found a way to win this game. Are the 49ers going to be a team that people have to look out for regardless of health? Or are the Rams early season fool's gold? What do you make of this game that I think a lot of people are very shocked by?
Well, if I can begin, I feel like this is the bookend to me losing all of my Survivor fortune on betting. So I started out here and I'm just like, oh no, this is horrible. Literally killed it all weekend long, up $700. And I'm just like, well, let's throw that shit on the Bills. That's a lock. We'll just double the money. Double the money.
We'll get to that.
So yeah, no, Rams have to be fool's gold, right? I mean, the Rams, they're not Baltimore, but go back in time to episodes weeks 1 and 2 of the NFL. We're just like, okay, there's 4 elite teams, and 2 of those teams are the Baltimore Ravens and the Los Angeles Rams, and I don't think they are.
Yeah, this is interesting because I think what happened here is we got a coaching masterclass out of Kyle Shanahan. Like that's where I think this victory really lies. I think this guy is kind of reminding everybody that he is one of the best coaches in the league, and I think he proved it away from home as well. In Los Angeles, they came away with this overtime win. Bobby, what do you make of this?
I mean, divisional games are always going to be tough, right? But the Rams were, almost at full strength with this Niners team. Lots of injuries. And I thought it was a bad omen that before the game, Mac Jones said that he saw a dead body in the water out in the ocean. I was like, does anyone know what Mark Sanchez has been up to lately? Because,
whoa, too soon, Bobby.
That guy didn't die.
No, but honestly, it was very impressive, this Niners team. They really pulled it together with, honestly, a cast of, like, really second, third stringers playing this game and getting off an impressive road division win to go 4-1. I'm very impressed by this Niners team.
And also, I think we kind of have to give Mac Jones his flowers. I don't think that this is a guy who should be leading a franchise. I think he's one of the best backups you can have, though.
Yeah.
If your starting quarterback goes down and Mac Jones comes in, I think you can still go into that game with like an expectation of winning. And there are a lot of backups in the league that you don't
ask
say
the
that.
Bengals.
Ask the Bengals. Ask the Ravens after last week. So I want to give kudos as well to Mac Jones, who I thought he was banged up himself. He came in with a pretty bum leg that got worse as the game went on, and he still fought through it. It was very Matt Stafford-esque, to be honest with you. Matt Stafford still had an unbelievable stat line, 389 yards, 3 TDs, no interceptions. Mac Jones, 342 yards, 2 TDs. I mean, this was just an outrageous game. Kendrick Bourne for the San Francisco 49ers, those interceptions for 142 yards. Oh, my God. It was wide receiver week this week in the NFL. But this makes this whole division very interesting. The San Francisco 49ers, despite their injuries, are now leading the division at 4-1, a division that I think a lot of people thought was going to be the Rams for the taking. They now themselves in third place at 3-2, tied with the Seattle Seahawks. So, I mean, the Niners putting themselves in a very good position through 1 month of football to go win the NFC West, battling and winning through these injuries.
And what a complete
shout out to San Francisco's XFL team competing on the NFL level.
There you go.
And what a complete contrast.
Does he hate me on that team?
Bro, I wish. That is my number one jersey that I want, is a he hate me jersey.
It can happen. It can happen, Gabe. I make dreams come true when it comes to
Thank you.
What a complete contrast to last year, where they were dealing with a ton of injuries last year, but they were just terrible.
And
this year, they're dealing with just as many injuries, if not more. And they're actually good. It's weird.
Moving into Sunday's slate, the international run for the Vikings comes to an end, and this one finishes with a victory. Now, it was a bit of a nail biter, but they end up beating the Cleveland Browns 21-17. So 1-1 on your international road trip. Bobby, what did you make of your Vikings going back to winning ways? Carson Wentz still the quarterback.
First off, so glad I don't have to deal with a 6:30 in the morning game again the rest of the season.
I loved it.
I hate it with every bone in my body, because us West Coasters get absolutely fucked when it comes to that time. Also, working nights, I got 3 hours of sleep, and then I go, and that gave them enjoy the morning and afternoon games because I'm so exhausted from being up so early for that game. But I digress.
Bobby, you said you want to get into footy. You want to bet on footy. Those games are on at 9 a.m. East Coast time. So
I can just bet and not watch. That's fine. Vikings games I have to watch.
I'm literally sitting there watching. I have the split screen. I have Man City and the Vikings, and like, so I have the volume on the Vikings, and I'm just like, you know what? Let me hear what they have to say. And they're like, and then he does, and I'm like, okay, never mind. Let's go back to actually talking out loud. So.
Now, I would say this: the Vikings did exactly what they needed to do. Right? They needed to do those little dink and dunk plays with Carson Wentz, get Justin Jefferson in space in the not deep zone, just these little short,
not a touchdown. Heaven forbid.
God forbid, right? And then so just these little dunks, and that's what they did to, especially with our offensive line as banged up as they are. We were down to 3 backups starting on this offensive line, and honestly, I was very impressed with how the backups played. I was very nervous coming in, especially against this defensive line, the best in football, in my opinion. But they did what they had to do. All they had to do was just these dink and dunk little passes, short to intermediate, drive it downfield, and score. The problem is when you have multiple running backs dropping the ball and putting the ball on the ground, it's hard to compete. The fact that we were, -2 in the turnover differential and still able to win this game showed the adversity that this team faced and what they were able to do. I'm glad that we got the win. It was definitely a nail biter when it definitely shouldn't have been. We had Dylan Gabriel over there looking like freaking Peyton Manning or Tom Brady against us.
Good, man.
Quinshon Judkins looked like freaking, Christian McCaffrey out there, right? Like, he just looked like he was just running with a full head of steam and had no problem against this defensive line, which paid a lot of money for this defensive line. Where's all those run stoppers I heard about? So we got the win. We go into the bye. We're going to get healthier. And then we go and hopefully get JJ McCarthy back week 7 against the Eagles. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we can hope, because I am sick and tired of watching ginger backups for the purple teams in the NFL. The Vikings playing with Carson Wentz, the Ravens playing with Cooper Rush. It is an orange ginger takeover of the purple NFL teams. And I hate
They have no souls.
They have no souls, and they have no game plan either, clearly. But the Vikings, like I said, return to winning ways, 1-1 in their UK trip to Dublin and then London, playing at my Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Might I add, the best stadium in the world. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, but The Indianapolis Colts go back to winning ways. I think that last week we were all saying like last week was a heat check for them, right? And it was a game that they lost to the Rams, who then go and lose to the 49ers on Thursday Night Football. The Colts come out and beat a terrible Raiders team into the ground 40-6. This is exactly what the Colts needed after losing to a good Rams team last week. It was just like, let's get right. Let's get everybody's confidence back up. Let's get Daniel Jones throwing touchdowns again. Let's get Jonathan Taylor scoring touchdowns again. Jonathan Taylor, 66 yards and a hat trick of touchdowns, 3 TDs. Daniel Jones, 212 yards, 20 for 29, and 2 touchdowns. Geno Smith looking terrible again for the Las Vegas Raiders, 25 for 36, 228 yards, no TDs, 2 interceptions. There is Johnny's cat. So yeah, this I think was a game for the Colts that it couldn't have been a better game for them. It straight up couldn't have been a better game. They played a team that might be the worst team in the league, and managed to do exactly what good teams do, which is just roll them over and have a party while you're doing it. A very intriguing game. Finally, there are no more unbeaten teams in the league as the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey, the Dolphins are so happy.
Defeat. They suffer their first defeat against the Denver Broncos, led by Sean Payton and Bo Nix. Now, this is a game that I think I was high on the Broncos for this game, and yet they go into the fourth quarter trailing by 11 points, right? No, trailing by 17 points. Excuse me. No, 14 points. I was right the first time. Trailing by 14 points going in.
11.
Oh, 11. Excuse me.
You split the difference and got it correct.
Yeah. Trailing by 14 points going in.
No one said there'd be math, Gabe.
And then I know, right? That's not part of this. And then the Denver Broncos come out and score 18 points to Philadelphia's 0 in the fourth quarter. So they had to snatch this one out of the fire, but the Eagles finally fall. Is this the beginning of the end for the Philadelphia Eagles, or are Denver just a pretty good team that are tough to play?
Go ahead, Johnny.
I think it might be both.
Interesting.
Yeah. I think Denver could really come together the second half of the season, and that makes them very deadly and very dangerous and all the D words. Philadelphia has found a way. You're hearing chirping from the wide receivers. You're hearing chirping from chirping. That's not a team that finds a way. You've literally subtracted what made you the team that won with the chirping.
Yeah. And I mean, this Broncos team is a team that coming up, they have to play the Jets next week at 9:30. So sorry about that for you, Bobby, if you want to watch it. Then they go play the Giants, and they play the Cowboys, and they play the Texans, and they play the Raiders. They have 5 games that they're going to be favored in coming up, and they're sitting at 3-2. If this team is 8-2 by the middle of November, going into a game against the Chiefs, like I'm not going to be surprised in the slightest.
Yeah, and building confidence along the way. As I said, this team's good. I don't think they're great. I think they're good, and I feel the second half is going to be better than the first. But to get those easy wins and build that confidence going into the second half, that's how you make a playoff run.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to make a just quick statement about the Eagles too. What's going on with Saquon Barkley? Because I know that he had 3 catches for 58 yards and a touchdown. That I don't disagree. Like he's getting the pass catching, but on the ground, 6 for 30 and a 5-yard average. Like you need to get this guy going. This guy is an absolute menace when you get him on the ground. And I know Denver has a very good defense. Like that is probably their strong part of their entire team is their defense.
Any defense.
When
he's doing what he does, you can have the best defense in the NFL, and he does it.
This is now multiple games where they haven't got him going. And I'm like, what's going on? Like, are they going to get him going? Now, granted, he is getting the pass catching, but it's still interesting to me. Yeah, Madden curse.
There you go. No, I think that how we see this happen all the time, though. Like we see these running backs come out and they have like their breakout year where they're like, arguably an MVP candidate as a running back.
Dowdle for MVP.
Dowdle, there you go. And then they come out the next season and it's like, they're like, whoa, what happened? Because this is a position where if you have the year that Saquon had last year, that is a lot of miles and a lot of wear and tear on you. And, looking even like close to as good the following year is a superhuman feat. So coming into this season, I think I might have said this on the show, earlier in the year that I thought Saquon was going to regress this season. It's why I thought that the Cowboys were going to beat them in that opening game, and they almost did, was because I think Saquon is like due for his regression. And I think everybody looks at his, I think everybody looks at his career as relatively young, which it still kind of is, because it's almost like he has a whole new life in Philadelphia, right? But people forget that he was putting up insane numbers with an insane volume of carries when he was on the Giants losing games.
Yeah.
And like those miles didn't just disappear when he got to Philly. Like he came to Philly and he popped, and that's great. Great for him. Although I hate that team. I hate that city, but like, great. But like these years are starting to stack up. These miles and these hits are starting to stack up. And this position has a short shelf life in this league for a reason. And like these anomalies like Derrick Henry, like I don't think that he's the standard. And we're even starting to see him have a pretty aggressive fall off this season. So it's like these backs, people always go through this cycle where it's like, oh my God, they're great. They're so good. They put up record-breaking, blah, blah, blah. And then the next season they fall off and it's like, well, what happened? It's like, well, I mean, the dude's getting older. This is a position that is not long is not set up to have a long career. Saquon Barkley right now.
Christian McCaffrey is just like, because if he's not your top 3 pick every season, you're insane. And I'm just like, I'm insane.
Yeah. And look, like right now, Barkley is 28 years old, right? He's 28 years old. He'll be 29 in February, right around the Super Bowl.
With miles.
And so it's like, and I know that doesn't sound that old, but for a running back, by the time you hit 30, you're looking at becoming a journeyman by the time you hit 30.
Dude, if I have a Saquon Barkley Tesla, I'm trading it in.
Yeah, I think so. I have Saquon on my fantasy team, and I'm trying to trade him right now. So if anybody from my league is watching, send me a trade.
Yeah. It sounds like blasphemy, but it's not.
No, because this always happens. This happens with it happened with Adrian Peterson. It happened with Christian McCaffrey, and now it's happening with Saquon Barkley. No offense, but hey, this is what happens. This is
Bobby's ready to trade for Barkley. He's like, I got Dowdle off the waiver wires. What do you think?
Honestly, a great example of that too is Dalvin Cook. Like
Dalvin Cook, any running back that you can name is an example of this. No running back. It is the most beaten down position by Father Time. Brady broke the barrier in quarterback. I think we're going to start seeing some guys break the barrier at wide receiver. Safety has kind of beaten Father Time. But Father Time is straight up undefeated when it comes to running backs. There has been no inch of give. Derrick Henry having a great season last year was like, everybody was losing their mind saying he's this LeBron caliber athlete. And it's like, yes, it was an amazing feat for Henry to do what he did last season with his age and with his miles, but we're already seeing the fall off, and we'll talk about that in a second. McCaffrey, yes, has the potential every game to get hurt for something that doesn't seem that serious as well. It'll be like a strained calf muscle, and he'll be out for 8 weeks. It's just part of the position, and people always forget that for some reason.
Father Time kicked my ass at Baltimore Stadium walking the stairs.
Oh God, Father Time if there was a towel to throw in, someone should have thrown it in. Johnny in the sun, drunk, drinking since 4 a.m. It was a lot. So we don't have to spend a whole lot of time. Yes, I agree with that statement right there. And I don't want to spend too much time because we got Survivor starting in 20 minutes. But I agree with that statement. And AP is one of the best of all time. You can make an argument that he's the best player to ever play that position. And his consistency dropped off at 30.
Yeah. We're saying 30 is the thing.
Yeah.
And if you're trading in you don't trade in your car at 30, whatever the equivalent of 30 is. You don't trade in your car at 125,000 miles. You trade in your car at 80,000 when you can get value out of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. And people are always forgetting this. This next game we don't have to spend a whole lot of time on because very tragically it is the same story as the week before, the Baltimore Ravens losing by the largest margin at home in team history to the Houston Texans, a score of 44-10. Cooper Rush, the other ginger quarterback, putting out a less than inspiring performance, 179 yards, 3 interceptions. Look, it's just the team. It's a season from hell. Everyone's hurt. Everybody's banged up. The 5 highest earners on the team are all out injured. Lamar Jackson, Roquan Smith, Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, Ronnie Stanley. All 5 of them make $100 million or more a season. I think Marlon Humphrey is just under that, and all 5 of them are on the sideline. You're not winning games when that happens. It doesn't matter how much grit determination you have. You're not winning games. The manner in which they lost was very concerning. Derrick Henry, 15 carries, only 33 yards, and a goal.
But he got a touchdown.
He got a touchdown.
If you did the bet, the player prop for the Henry touchdown, I thought that was a lock. It was a lock.
And it was a lock, yes. But it
I
was
also
a game
thought
where,
that Baltimore would do something.
well, that was a mistake. It was a game where, they kind of just waved the white flag. They rolled over, and you got to the third quarter, and Houston scored right away, and it was over. All the players.
When's your quarterback back?
Say it again.
When's your quarterback back?
He's not going to play this week. It looks like we have a bye week next week, so I'm assuming in 2 weeks we'll get Lamar back, which I think is, all things considered, I think that's
all things considered. Hey, it's a wild card season. Could be a season of miracles,
of glory. You never know.
I think you guys should rest him probably 4 weeks, because I think we play you in 4 weeks. So just let him rest a little bit more.
4 weeks.
Okay.
So I look at this Ravens team right now. They made a move. They picked up 2 safeties. They brought in very historically calm player CJ Gardner-Johnson, which I love that pickup, to be honest with you. And then they go and they trade pass rusher Odafe Owe in a 7th round pick in exchange for a 5th round pick, and Alohi Gilman, the starting safety from the Los Angeles Chargers. So they're trying to make moves here. I agree with bringing in those players. You need more safeties if Kyle Hamilton is going to be out, which it looks like he might be back on the field this upcoming week. You need some horses in the pen to be able to make up for any potential injuries that come in that secondary, because it was dreadful against the Houston Texans.
I was worried about you when I watched it. I was worried.
You weren't responding to messages.
Nothing. I was like, he's on a bender.
It was awful. It was hard. It's one of those things where my expectations were as low as they could be, and I was still disappointed. It was.
Did you finish the bottle of Watertown whiskey?
No, it's still in my house, but I did dive into it a little bit. I need to save some. I need to save some for this Rams game. Because if I used it for Watertown whiskey, if I used the Watertown whiskey for this Texans game, I wouldn't have anything left for this Rams game, and that's where I'm really gonna need it, because that's gonna be bad. Okay, so not
Speaking
a whole lot
of Watertown
of
whiskey, Bobby, press that magical button.
Here, let's get that right here. There you go.
Watertown whiskey, guess what? Philadelphia Eagles back-to-back. Here we go, Super Bowl champions. You see, Daniels, it is the Commanders' year. Woo! Super Bowl bound of Watertown whiskey. It's back-to-back. The Chiefs are going back, and they're winning this time. Watertown whiskey. Y'all boys heading on down to 8 Mile. Lions got this. Watertown whiskey. It's the AFC's year, but it's the Chargers. There's only one thing I gotta say. Watertown whiskey. Jets, Jets. Shut up. Hartford Whalers, we're going to the Super Bowl. They're close to Watertown, right? There's one thing we can all agree on. Watertown whiskey. Escape the ordinary. WatertownWhiskey.com. Drink responsibly.
Go get your hands on the best whiskey in the land, Watertown Whiskey at WatertownWhiskey.com. Whiskey made with natural flavors. Please drink responsibly, especially on NFL Sunday. All right, another very interesting game from last week. This is probably one of the last two I want to talk about just because we're up against it. Survivor starting at 8. Don't forget, after you watch Survivor tonight, starting at 8 p.m., you come right back here to the Reality After Show to get your breakdown of Episode 3 of Survivor 49. Buccaneers versus the Saints. The Bucs in a absolute blazing game managed to win by just a field goal. Final score 38-35. Baker Mayfield 379 yards and 2 touchdowns versus Sam Darnold's 341 yards, 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. This was the game of the week. It is hard to deny that. For the Bucs, I mean, they are without their star wide receiver Mike Evans, but boy, oh boy, is the rookie Emeka Egbuka making up for lost players. 163 yards and a touchdown and an octopus. The first octopus of the season coming from the rookie Emeka Egbuka. So, I mean, just an absolute slam dunk of a draft pick by the Buccaneers. What do you make of Baker Mayfield and his Bucs, Bobby?
I love the Bucs. They're easy to root for. They're good. They were the team that I was talking. Like I said, there's 2 teams that find a way. A few weeks ago, it was the Philadelphia Eagles and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then, as I said, I heard the chirping, and the chirping means you're done. You're done being that team. There ain't no chirping in Tampa Bay.
Doesn't this just show how shitty of organizations the Browns and the Jets are, where both of these guys come from the same?
They give you examples every week, Bobby.
Yeah,
like they go and they let both of these guys go. They both end up on the Panthers at a certain point, where you have both these guys playing for the same team. They go multiple different journeys and then find their homes in the Bucs and then the Seahawks. I could say that Sam Darnold really got his start when he went on the Vikings, but I digress. Now we get to see this game. You get to see these 2 quarterbacks come alive. Both are playing at such a high level. Like Egbuka looks like rookie of the year. Honestly, this whole game I was looking forward to, but it exceeded my expectations. Like these are 2 front runners for their divisions, but also for the playoffs. Like they could easily, I could see both of these teams going very far in the playoffs. I loved it. It was a hell of a game.
I mean, I think both of these teams could win their division. Like, I mean, obviously the Bucs are probably going to win their division because it's quite a weak division. Seattle's right in the mix. They're right in the mix.
And Bobby, do you regret the Sam Darnold decision?
Don't even get me started. Okay, listen, I understood why we did it. I want to give the rookie the chance. I want to be on a rookie wage scale contract. And we were able to beef up our offense and defensive line with the money.
He got destroyed. They figured out the Sam Darnold problem in the playoffs, and it was displayed fully.
And it was because we had no offensive line.
Yeah, but I don't think the Sam Darnold problem was Sam Darnold.
It wasn't Sam Darnold. Sam Darnold definitely did. I think he let the hype get to himself, like the pressure of the moment. But
it
also,
was a combination. But it was
horrible
not
offensive
just
line.
Sam Darnold. Yeah.
Well, it was a bad offensive line, but if you're going to demand like top quarterback money, extension level money, especially in his situation where he's trying to take a job from a first round pick, like you need to be able to not do what he did, even with a bad offensive line. Like,
and here's the thing,
I mean, that's a big part of it. I think.
Yeah, but he's not Jackson. He's not the guy that can move around like that. He's the guy that needs.
Then he's not the guy you should give a contract extension to.
Well, that's one version of the NFL. The other version of the NFL is the drop back quarterback that needs those 3 seconds. And if your offensive line is not giving you those 3 seconds, you're not going to be that guy.
Well,
I agree with that, and maybe if you don't have JJ McCarthy waiting in the wings, it's a different.
I know. JJ McCarthy, if they had drafted, if they had taken care of the offensive line, if they had addressed any other situation with that JJ McCarthy pick, then it's a no-brainer. Sam Darnold is your quarterback in Minnesota.
Well, exactly, 100%. And but also, like, if you get that $100 million contract to Sam Darnold, or you use that $100 million to beef up your defensive line and offensive line. Like, for me, it was a no-brainer when you have a top 10 rookie pick right there waiting in the wings.
We'll see. He's right now. He's Johnny Football, and that's not a compliment coming
his
from Johnny
sports
Wrestling.
cards could never be cheaper. If there's ever a time to invest in JJ McCarthy, it's now. And then also the fact he hasn't been able to play with the healthy offensive line, so I'm waiting for that game.
Okay.
All right. I know that there were a couple games that we didn't get to. Commanders versus Chargers. Chargers, what's going on? I mean, 2 straight losses from them, and it's coming against a Commanders team that just got Jaden Daniels back for the first week. Not a good look. That Jags game last night. on Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Wow, what a game and what a performance from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
And the Bills.
Well,
I put all my money on the Bills.
I'm going to get to the Bills. Don't worry.
Okay.
Jacksonville Jaguars find themselves in a position where they win a game that I don't think a lot of people thought they were going to win, but yet here they are, 4-1. Kansas City Chiefs 2-3. Wow.
No, Gabe,
What?
all it is the bullshit kickoff rule. Like this is ruining football.
What?
This kickoff rule. We talked about it last week.
You mean
it's
like the new
literally
format?
like it's making games more exciting, but it's literally the last people to have the ball win the game.
If it's a one possession game, it's a huge advantage.
And we are getting so many and the scab season of the NFL, we are getting so many one possession in games to which it's just like, hey, just go down and just do it. It's fine.
Is that not exciting though?
Not when it's your team.
Well, yeah.
It is and it isn't, because I don't feel like the better team is winning 6 out of 10 times.
That's fair. No,
I would say 40% of the time the lesser team is winning these games
because they only have to get 2 completions. It's got to go 20 yards to kick a field goal to win. So I agree with that. But I mean, in this Jags game, though, like
in the world of TikTok and Instagram, it's fucking great. But I hate the world of TikTok and Instagram.
That's fair. I agree. That's fair. I agree with that. And speaking on that, another one possession game, a huge upset. The Buffalo Bills welcoming the New England Patriots to their stadium for Sunday Night Football, and they lose the game 23-20. Josh Allen, 253 yards, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. Drake May, 273 yards with 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Ramondre Stevenson scoring both of their touchdowns on offense. Should also note that Josh Allen had 53 yards on the ground. Dalton Kincaid, 108 yards for him. So quite a good night for all the Kincaid owners in fantasy, but not a good night for the Bills faithful out there. Bobby, what do you make of this? Are the New England Patriots for real?
Sorry, I had a little lag there. Yeah, I think they're for real. I think this was a Drake May coming out party. I really do. I think we saw, glimpses of what Drake May could be. And I think even though his stats weren't like overly crazy, the throws he was making, especially with pressure in his face, looked like a solid veteran out there throwing the ball. I was really excited to see that guy take the next step. And I really think we're going to be talking about him as one of the top quarterbacks from that class from last year. Also, it's a divisional game. Yes, they were at home, but divisional games are always tough. They're always kind of a toss-up.
It was 80 degrees. It was 80 degrees, Bobby. Like because everyone.
Well, that's why
I was talking to my buddy. I was talking to my buddy. I come there. I was like, it was Boston versus Buffalo. He's like, oh, you can't beat that Buffalo home field advantage, brother. And I'm just like, well, Boston has shitty weather too. He's like, no, not like Buffalo. It was 80 degrees that afternoon.
But for me, it was nothing to do about the weather. It was more so about this New England Patriots team had a chip on their shoulder. They wanted to go out there and put it to the Bills because the Bills are the top class team in that division. And I really think that the Bills weren't playing with the same drive that the New England Patriots had. What do you think, Gabe?
Yeah, I mean, it was a game that I think a lot of people were surprised by the ending, but like these divisional games are always where undefeated teams slip up, right? Yeah. Like whenever like you're 4-0, 5-0, 6-0, 7-0, it's usually you go into a divisional game and you lose by 3 points. Like it's just how these things happen, like it's the NFL season. And I think the Patriots are way more legit than I can stomach giving them credit for as an avid Patriots hater. But I think Drake May is going to be their guy. I'm not totally in on Mike Vrabel. I think that he is good as an underdog coach, but he's great as an underdog coach, to be honest with you. But I don't know if he can be the coach of one of the best teams in the league. That's
players love him, though. Players
love him, but sometimes that's not the best thing. Like it's a good thing. Don't get me. And I understand your point's very well taken. That like dudes like to play for a football guy, and he is like the quintessential head coach football guy. But I just think that he's a little too much football and not enough coach sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we saw that in Tennessee. And I think that I think he's going to be fun before people think the Patriots are good. And then once everybody's like, okay, the Patriots are probably pretty good. They got another white quarterback. They're going to be all right. Then I think it's like, can Vrabel manage a ascending team? Can he manage a good team and take them to be a great team? That's my question. Like, I could see Mike Vrabel kind of being this guy,
from Miami,
Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Well, so I think I can see him becoming like this guy that teams rent out to take their team from being bad to being passable. And then when it's time to become great, then they move on from him and bring somebody else in. Like, he's going to be this kind of mercenary that's like, hey, fix our culture, get our young quarterback to play better, get our defense to not give up 40 points a game. Oh, we're doing all those things, and like we got the 6th seed. Okay, it's time for you to go find your next bad team to make good again. That's where I see him going. Okay, Survivor starts in 4 minutes, so we're going to rapid fire next week's games. I'm going to give each of you the lines. You just give me who you would bet on for this week. All right, Thursday Night Football tomorrow, 8:15. The Philadelphia Eagles going to MetLife to take on the New York Giants. A 7-point spread in favor of the Eagles. Bobby.
Eagles by 7.
Eagles by 7.
Starting with the 1 p.m. game.
What about
the Broncos.
You?
Me? Oh, I'm going to take Giants plus 7. The Denver Broncos heading to MetLife as well to face the New York Football Giants. Broncos minus 7.5. Bobby.
Minus 7.5. Broncos.
Johnny.
Broncos.
All right. The Baltimore Ravens welcoming the Los Angeles Rams. A 7.5-point spread in favor of the Los Angeles Rams. A lot of big spreads this week. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Bobby.
I'm sorry, Gabe. I'm gonna go Rams on this one.
Oh, I'm happily going Rams.
It's got to be Rams this week. Also, fun fact, the Rams are heading to the UK next week to face off against whoever they're playing. I don't remember off the top of my head. Instead of going back to Los Angeles, they're going to spend the following week after this game training at Orioles Park at Camden Yards. They're going to be hosting, well, they're going to be close to the public, but they're going to be doing all their games at the Baltimore baseball team, the Orioles Stadium, for the week. Very interesting tidbit.
Are you going to check them out?
It's closed to the public. You can't go. The Arizona Cardinals facing off against the Indianapolis Colts in Indianapolis, a 7-point spread again in favor of the Colts. Does this describe the NFL season so far?
Right.
Yes.
The NFL season so far.
Take the Colts and take Taylor scoring a touchdown.
I'm going to take the Cardinals.
Wow, I'm big on the Colts. I think they continue their hot streak here. Yeah. A little bit of a surprising spread for me. The Dallas Cowboys -3 at Carolina. I thought this would be a bigger spread, especially how Vegas is treating a lot of these games. Bobby, what do you make of it?
I'm going to go Dallas Cowboys.
Dowdle for life. Carolina wins.
Oh, Carolina wins. Wow, I think the Cowboys trounce them. A divisional matchup for the AFC North, the Cleveland Browns heading over to Pittsburgh for the first time this season. 5.5 points favored for the Pittsburgh Steelers in Pittsburgh. Bobby.
Give me Cleveland.
I think that's the play. Johnny?
I like Cleveland too.
Wow, I think that's
that
the play.
Quarterback looked good, man.
Yeah. I think it's an ugly game.
He's only going to get well, he could get worse, but I think he's only going to get better.
I think it's more so. Sorry, I think it's more so about Judkins in this game. I think he goes off running against this team.
I think that game ends like 13-17. I think it's a gross game. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to skip to some of the more important games because we have 1 minute here, 45 seconds until Survivor starts. All right. The Seattle Seahawks heading to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars, coming off their big win against the Chiefs. The Seattle Seahawks looking to get back to winning ways after losing after scoring 35 points. Seattle Seahawks are 1.5-point underdogs in Jacksonville against Trevor Lawrence's Jaguars. Bobby, where do you
go? Give me Jags.
Seahawks.
I think I got to go Seahawks right here. I think Mike McDonald gets his boys back playing right in. If the Sam Darnold-led offense can put up the amount of points they put up against a good Tampa defense, I think they're going to be looking all right. Okay, the primetime games. Let's head to Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs taking on the Lions in Kansas City, a 2.5-point spread in favor of the Chiefs. Johnny.
Lions all day long. Fuck the Chiefs.
Bobby.
I want to do Chiefs, but I got to do Lions. Like 2.5. Give me that all day.
I think I got to go with the Lions as well. And a doubleheader for Monday Night Football. The Bills looking to bounce back after the divisional loss, heading to Atlanta in what should be a chip shot game for the Bills, but only 4.5 points favored for them. Maybe it's because they're away. Maybe it's because they're fool's gold. Johnny, where do you go? 4.5 points. Bills at Falcons.
Bills are taking this.
I can't believe you're actually going to bet on the Bills again. But yeah, I'm going to go Bills as well.
And the last game of the week is going to be the second game for Monday Night Football. The Bears taking on the Commanders in D.C. 4.5 points favored for the Washington Commanders. This is going to be an interesting game. Commanders coming off a big win. The Bears trying to build a season that has been a little up and a little down throughout the year. Caleb Williams still getting his feet under him. Ben Johnson implementing his philosophy. Bobby, where do you go with this game? 4.5 points.
Commanders. Commanders all day.
It's in Washington. I thought it was in Chicago.
In Washington.
It's in Washington.
Oh, I'm literally going to. I thought I was going to a Monday Night Football game. Did they change the schedule?
Brother, the Survivor has started. Give us your pick.
Washington. Let's go.
That's going to do it for us here on the NFL Recap and Preview Show for Reality After Show Network. Go watch Survivor and join us right here, right after the show ends to get all your recapping and all your preview for the next week of Survivor, not just the NFL. Go ahead and follow Bobby on Twitch, at Bobby Goodsby on Twitter, at Jonny Fairplay on Twitter, at Gabe Ortis on Twitter to get all the updates for everything going on the Reality After Show. We will see you folks in about an hour and a half to talk some Survivor.